Hello students, this is Dr. Ranjini, Assistant Professor in Biotechnology. Welcome to e-learning sessions in biomolecules. In this session, we learn the structure of few proteins like insulin, oxytocin, glutathione and collagen. First we'll take up the structure of insulin. Insulin is composed of two polypeptide chains. It is made up of two polypeptide chain. One is called polypeptide A and another one is called as polypeptide B. A and B chains of insulin are held together by two disulfide bonds. Two disulfide bonds, that is interchain disulfide bond. And an additional disulfide bond is formed within A chain, that is intrachain polypeptide. Intrachain disulfide linkage will be formed. That is in case of the polypeptide A. In most species, A chain consists of 21 amino acids and B chain of 30 amino acids. Although the amino acid sequence of insulin varies among species, certain segments of the molecules are highly conserved, including the positions of the three disulfide bonds, both ends of A chain and the C-terminal residue of B chain. So these are conserved. So these similarities in the amino acid sequence of insulin led to three-dimensional conformation of insulin that is very similar among species, and insulin from one animal is very likely biologically active in other species. Indeed, pig insulin has been widely used to treat human patients. Insulin molecules have a tendency to form dimers in solution due to hydrogen bonding between C terminus of B chains. Additionally, the presence of zinc ions. Insulin dimers associate into hexamers. These interactions have important clinical importance. Monomers and dimers readily diffuse into blood. Monomeric insulin and dimeric insulin readily diffuse into blood, whereas hexamers diffuse very poorly. Hence, absorption of insulin preparations containing high proportion of hexamers is delayed and somewhat slow. This phenomena, among others, has stimulated development of number of recombinant insulin analogues. The first of these molecules to be marketed, called insulin Lispro, is engineered such that lysine and proline residues of the C-terminal end of B chain are reversed. This modification does not alter receptor binding but minimizes the tendency to form dimers and hexamers. That is regarding insulin, which maintain the blood sugar in the body. Next, we will move on to the glutathione. Glutathione is GSH is often referred as the body's master antioxidant, composed of three amino acids, that is cysteine, glycine and glutamate. Glutathione can be found in virtually every cell of the human body. The highest concentration of glutathione is in the liver, making it critical in the body's detoxification process. Glutathione is also an essential component to the body's natural defense system. Viruses, bacteria, heavy metal toxicity, radiation, certain modifications and even the normal process of aging can all cause free radical damage to healthy cells and deplete the glutathione. The glutathione depletion has been correlated with lower immune function and increased vulnerability to infection due to liver's reduced ability to detoxify. As the generation of free radicals exceed the body's ability to neutralize and eliminate them, the oxidative stress occurs. The primary function of glutathione is to elevate this oxidative stress, and it has a vital role in iron metabolism. Glutathione is used in metabolic and biochemical reactions such as DNA synthesis and repair, protein synthesis, amino acid transport, and enzyme activation. It's an antioxidant molecule involved in neutralization of free radicals. Next, we will move on to the structure of oxytocin. Is a mammalian hormone that also acts as a neurotransmitter in brain. It was discovered by the great Italian scientist Nicolas Fere in 1835. In women, it is released in large amounts after distension of the cervix and vagina during the labor, and after stimulation of the nipples, facilitating the birth and breastfeeding respectively. It is occasionally misspelled as oxytocin. Synthetic oxytocin is sold as a medication under the trade names like Pitocin and Syntocinon, is as well as a generic oxytocin. In human, oxytocin is thought to be released during hugging, touching, and orgasm in both the sexes. In the brain, oxytocin is involved in social recognition and bonding, and may be involved in the formation of trust between the people. Oxytocin is a peptide of 9 amino acid. It's a nanopeptide. The sequence is cysteine, tyrosine, isoleucine, glutamine, asparagine, cysteine again, proline, leucine, glycine. There is intra-disulfide linkage between two cysteine residue placed at position 1 and 6. It has molecular mass of 1007 Dalton. The structure of oxytocin is similar to that of vasopressin. That is also a 9 amino acid containing peptide. The sequence differs from oxytocin by 2 amino acid residues. That is regarding oxytocin. Next, we will move on to the structure of collagen. It is the abundant protein present in mammals. The principal structural element of human body constitute about 25 to 30% of all the body protein is made up of collagen in human body. It is present in connective tissues such as tendons, cartilage, organic matrix of bones, and cornea of the eye. It contains 3 helical polypeptides. Each polypeptide chain is having 1000 amino acid residue. So you can see here chain 1, chain 2, and chain 3. So 3 polypeptides, helical polypeptides. They are made up of 1000 amino acid residue each. Amino acid sequence is regular. Nearly every third residue is glycine. Every third residue is glycine. Proline and hydroxyproline is abundant in the structure of the collagen. If you just take the proportion, glycine accounts for about 35%, proline and hydroxyproline around 25%, and alanine will be around 11%. The amino acid sequence is repeating tripeptide unit like glycine X proline or glycine X hydroxyproline. It's a tripeptide unit, will be repeated many a time. So this X could be any amino acid. So you will be having glycine X proline, or it will be having glycine X then hydroxyproline. So this tripeptide structure will be repeated many a time over the length of the 1000 amino acid residue. So this X could be any amino acid. This tripeptide sequence has a left-handed helical structure. They are intertwined together to form a right-handed superhelical structure. Each left-handed helix has a pitch of around 0.94 nanometer, and rise per turn is around 0.31 nanometer per residue. And there will be 3 residue, as I told earlier, it's tripeptide, and there will be 1000 amino acid residues per chain. Intrachain hydrogen bonds are absent. The structure is stabilized by steric repulsion of pyrrolidine rings of proline and hydroxyproline residues. The 3-stranded superhelical structure of the collagen is known as collagen triple helix, and the 3-stranded polypeptide chain is called tropocollagen. It's called tropocollagen. 3 polypeptide chains. In the 3 polypeptide chains, in some organism 3 may be identical, then they are called homotrimers. In some 2 are identical, the 3rd polypeptide will be differing from the other 2 identical polypeptide, then it is called heterodimers. Heads of the adjacent molecules are staggered and aligned, and this alignment of the head group of every 4th molecule produces characteristic cross striation. Series of complex covalent linkage formed within the and triple collagen, leading to formation of strong mature collagen. The rigid and brittle nature of the connective tissue in older people is the result of accumulation of covalent cross links in the collagen as they age. This is regarding the structure of the collagen. So in this session we learned the structure and function of insulin, oxytocin, glutathione and collagen. I hope you understood this session. Thank you.